The evening breeze carried the faint scent of
wood smoke as Edward stood at the
edge of the old bridge.
the place where he and Margaret once carved their initials into the railing. He traced the faded letters with trembling fingers.
The wood once smooth from decades of sun and rain.
This bridge had been theirs back when life was simpler, when they were young enough to believe nothing could break what felt eternal.
Margaret had been the kind of woman who laughed with her whole face, who tucked sunflowers into her hair,
who believed that real love was worth fighting for. Edward, on the other hand, had been proud.
too proud,
Too busy chasing stability, money, a future. He pushed her away without meaning to, choosing long hours over long talks,
silence over honesty, distance over vulnerability.
until one night, she finally said the words he never thought he'd hear. I can't wait for you anymore.
She left town the next day,
A suitcase in her hand, tears in her eyes.
and a letter in his mailbox, one he refused to open for years.
Now, decades later, Edward sat on the bench overlooking the quiet river,
The trees along the banks blazed with golden leaves.
the same color as her hair once was.
In his pocket rested the same unopened letter, its paper soft, its edges curled. He had carried it through the birth of his children, the death of his wife, and the long lonely years that followed. But he never opened it, not because he didn't want to, but because he feared what it might reveal.
Regret had a way of hardening into something heavier than truth. But
Today, he felt her presence in the wind. The ache in his chest wasn't just memory. It was longing for a forgiveness she never had the chance to give. With shaking hands, he unfolded the fragile envelope. Inside was a single page, written in her gentle handwriting. You were the first man I loved, Edward, and maybe the only one I ever truly did. If you ever read this, please know I never walked away because I stopped loving you.
I walked away because you stopped letting yourself be loved.
A single tear hit the page, then another. The sun dipped lower, painting the sky in orange and rose.
Edward pressed the letter to his heart and whispered, I'm sorry, Maggie.
I'm so sorry.
For the first time in decades, the weight in his chest eased, not because the pain was gone,
But because he finally stopped running from it. As the last light faded, he looked toward the horizon and murmured,
if there's another side.
I hope you meet me halfway.
And for a moment, the wind felt like warm fingertips brushing his cheek.
What about you? If you had one message to send to the person you lost, what would it say? Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that speak to the heart.